Hello my friends, welcome to my 10 tips for shopping at Sephora. My goal today is to help you to find the best deals, save the most money, and get the most awesome stuff for the best price that you can possibly get it. I've got so much to share with you. Let's go ahead and jump into it right now. I just did a video just like this about Ulta. I will link it at the eye that's right above my head, I believe, right there. I'll also link it down in the description below if you're curious about tips for shopping at Ulta, but today it's all about Sephora. Without talking your ear off, let's get into the first tip. So the first one is to find the beauty sales section of the website. The best time to look at this section is right after the big pops of makeup releases. So December, January, and then May, June. Those are the times when all of the stuff that came out in the holiday time or in the spring releases, those all start going on sale, especially the things that were limited edition. You can check that part of the website at any time of year, but that is when you're going to find the best stuff. Sephora's also started something new recently called Weekly Wows. They're released on Thursdays and they will get you 50% off of items at Sephora. There's usually like 5, 6, 7 products up there at the Weekly Wows, but you do need to check them every single week. If you don't feel like checking them, we always announce them on my makeup news show called What's Up in Makeup that you can find every Sunday on the channel. So you can just watch my show and then you'll know, and you don't even have to remember to look because we'll always tell you. If you're an in-store Sephora shopper, there's also the beauty steals section. There are these little end caps where you can find products that are on deep discount. Usually these are things that have been discontinued. If you're curious about trying Sephora brand products, a lot of times you'll find Sephora brand products in these end caps on discount. The second tip is learning how to navigate the Sephora website to find the most recent products that were released. If you click where it says new releases at Sephora, you're not even going to find a quarter of the things that were recently released. Usually by the time it gets into the new releases, it's already at least 3 weeks old. So let's go ahead and go over to the Sephora website and I'll show you exactly how to find the absolute latest releases at Sephora. On the Ulta website, if you go to the new releases, they'll all be listed. I feel like it seems like Ulta automatically feeds all of their new releases to their new release section. Sephora is not like that. So like, for example, if I go to shop and then I go to makeup and I go to just arrived, what we're going to see are the newest arrivals that Sephora really wants people to buy. So of course we have all of the Fenty Beauty stuff that came out a couple of weeks ago, the Sephora Favorites kits, the Huda Beauty foundation, the Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette, the Anastasia Prism palette. You can see these are not the absolute newest releases. Some of these have been out for quite a while. So the way you're going to find the true new releases is you're going to scroll back up and you're going to go to the same part. You're going to go to where it says makeup, but you're going to click on whatever section you're most interested in. I love eyes, so let's go to the eye section. It automatically defaults to best selling, but we don't want it to go by best selling. That's what Sephora wants you to see. What we want to see are the newest releases. So as you can see, we have the yet to be released ColourPop Golden State of Mind eyeshadow palette that's going to be out on the 31st. We have a new palette from Black Up, Lily Lashes. I mean, all of this stuff wasn't even showing up on the new release section. Of course, we do have the Fenty Beauty stuff, but you also have a lot of other things that you may have missed if you relied just on Sephora to tell you what was new. You're looking to try products, but you're not necessarily interested in buying a full size, tip 3 is to look at the Sephora Favorites kits. Those mostly used to come out only at the holiday time, but then I guess they realized they were such big sellers that they started releasing them other times. One of the best ones, if you're a perfume lover, is the perfume ones. Those things are ridiculous, where what you do is you get these little vials and you pay, I'm not sure exactly how much, you'll pay for all these little vials to try different perfumes, but then what you do is you take your coupon in to Sephora and then you trade that in for a full size. Usually the full size product is worth more than what you paid for all of the samples. It is a fantastic deal. I believe the Lash Dash also has the little certificate where you can get the full size. Not all of the Sephora Favorites kits have one of those, so look on the packaging to see whether you do receive a full size with your purchase of a Sephora Favorites kit. The value of these Sephora Favorites kits are ridiculous in comparison with the full size products. The number on the box where it'll show you the value of it is actually based on the sample amount in comparison with the full size. So for example, let's say the full size product is a full ounce, but you're only receiving a half an ounce in the Sephora Favorites sampler. They will value it based on half of the price. So let's say it was a $40 full size, they'll only say that that is a $20 value because it's only half the price, if that makes sense. So don't feel like that the number that's on that box is for the full size products. That's actually for how much product you are actually getting in the Sephora Favorites kits. I mean, the value on these are insane if you are interested in trying those products. But what I encourage you to do is really truly look at the things that are in those kits. Number one, have you already tried some of the things that are in the kit? Number two, are these things you're actually going to use, or is it really only just a couple of things that you're interested in trying, and would you actually be better off buying a full size of those one or two things instead of buying that whole kit? Speaking of that, the Lash Stash ones are amazing. You will have an entire year of mascara in that one box because you're really supposed to throw away your mascara every 3 months anyway. So if you've got 6 mascara samples in there, or even 4 mascara samples in there, you've got an entire year of mascara right there for very, very inexpensive. And they're all high-end mascaras, which is super cool. Another thing to keep in mind is that Sephora's inside JCPenney's actually have their own Sephora Favorites and Samplers kits. So don't neglect your Sephora inside JCPenney if you have one of those, because you may be able to find kits that you can't get online and you can't get in a full-size Sephora store. So keep that in mind. But if it's not in one of those favorites kits, I actually want to discourage you from getting those small samples that are in the checkout line. Those, almost, it's like the candy at the grocery store, that they, I've always wanted to try that. Let me grab that, sample size of primer, or let me try that sample size, a small blush, whatever it is that I've always wanted to try. That's the only time you want to buy one of these sample sizes, is if you truly have no intention of buying the full size, because a lot of times the sample sizes are much more expensive when you think about in comparison with the full size than the full size is. They really want you to buy while you're standing there in line. They really want you to grab things, extra things. Don't fall for it. For example, I just picked a random sample that I've wanted to try, which is the Farsali Unicorn Essence. The full size is a full ounce, but the sample size is, I think, 0.36 ounces. So you'll actually be paying $4 more, which isn't a whole lot, for if you had gotten the exact same amount of product in the sample bottles. But a lot of them are even worse than that. $4 isn't a ton, but still I would be better off buying a full size of it if I was planning on using it a lot. For me, the Unicorn Essence isn't something I would probably run through an entire bottle of, so the sample size would probably be better for me. The next thing I want to talk about is the free samples, okay, and how to get the best free samples. So as you know, when you go on Sephora's website, you can pick out 3 free samples, but did you know you can get a 4th sample? And the way you're going to find that 4th sample is you can download the app, or you can bookmark the link that I have in the description down below, and that will take you to the code offers. Every time you order, you can put in a code to get something for free. A lot of these are free with a $25 purchase of any item. Sometimes they'll be brand specific where you have to buy from a certain brand in order to get the deal, but some of them are just with any purchase, and you can look on the app to find them. There's a place on the app where you can look at them. That's where I look at them, or again, they kind of hide this section from you on the website. I don't even know how to get to it from the homepage. The only way I know how to get to it is from the link that's down below. So definitely make sure you check that out, and don't forget to enter that code at checkout so you can get, it's usually a deluxe size sample for free. Also, the free samples in store. These are really, really great. Now, I've heard a couple of different things about this, and maybe it varies by location, by Sephora location, but some places will say you can get up to 3 samples in a day of different products. Some places will say it's an unlimited number of samples per day. I personally have never gotten more than 3 samples. I don't even think I've ever gotten more than 2 samples. It's a great way to try out foundations, primers, face creams, moisturizers, eye creams, especially an eye cream, because a little sample is going to last you a really long time. Perfumes, things like that. From everything I know about Sephora, they don't sample lipsticks, they don't sample eyeshadows, they don't sample blushes, things like that. But you can get those liquid products, mostly liquid and cream products. You'll be able to get a sample. This is also a great way to avoid that checkout line if you can get a sample of one of those primers that's in the line instead of spending $15 or whatever on a big container of it. It's a great way to try it without even having to spend anything at all. Speaking of the samples, okay, this is just my personal opinion and based on what I've observed at my personal Sephora. I personally don't recommend getting makeovers or using the testers at Sephora at all. This is from just my personal experience, and I just lay it out there the way that I know. And from what I understand, the Sephora employees pull from the shelves in order to do their makeovers. I had this experience specifically when I went to the VIB Rouge event. Someone had asked to try the Fenty gloss, and the cast member, that's the employee at Sephora, went over to the Fenty gloss that was on display. It was almost completely gone. She pulled it off. She took her tester and she, like her personal, single throwaway tester that's completely sanitary, dipped it in the lip gloss and then applied it to the customer. The problem with this is you don't know if someone has come by, grabbed that gloss, put it directly onto their lips before that gloss has now made it to you. So that is, I do not get makeovers at Sephora. It grosses me out. It freaks me out. The only thing that I test at all at Sephora is I will do swatches like on my hands and things, but I will never put anything on my face or take a sample of anything that is not in a pump bottle or something that can be squeezed out. Anything that can be touched or dipped or anything like that with someone else's germs on it, I do not ask for samples and I do not touch it and I do not put it on my face. If you feel comfortable getting makeovers at Sephora, please by all means do. It's a great way to test out products and get advice. It's just for sanitary reasons. That is a personal choice that I do not do it. I did want to include it though because I'm not sure if everyone has thought about it from that perspective, and I just wanted to throw it out there in case you hadn't thought of it that way so that you can make your decision of whether it bothers you or not. The next part I want to talk about is their Beauty Insider program, and I actually really like Ulta's reward program better, but I did want to go into Beauty Insiders because there are some benefits to being a Beauty Insider. When you sign up using your email, what you'll get is you'll get 1 point for every dollar you spend. Sephora does have some point multiplier deals and things like that, but I personally, they never seem to be on anything that I want. So I don't think I've ever gotten point multipliers for anything, but they do exist. So keep your eye on their emails. One thing to keep in mind is if you do shop at Sephora inside JCPenney, you can get points at the store in store, but you can't earn points online at JCPenney. A big controversial thing that happened was that Sephora announced that points would now expire. But here's the thing, this is the truth about it, is that they only expire if your account is inactive for 18 months, meaning you didn't claim your birthday item, which is free. You haven't spent any money at the store in 18 months, then your points can expire. So most of the people watching this video, probably that doesn't apply. Just like Ulta, the Sephora rewards points are tiered. So at $350, you become a VIB, very important beauty insider. And then at $1,000 spent, you end up as a Sephora VIB Rouge. Just like with the points accrued, JCPenney.com does not allow you to earn toward your VIB and VIB Rouge status. So the lesson here is don't shop on JCPenney.com unless you don't care about the point system at all. Speaking of the VIB and VIB Rouge specials, let's talk about the semi-annual sales. Sephora does have semi-annual sales where they have 10% to 20% off the entire store. So these happen in April and they also happen in November. So the April one is a little bit less and it is gradient. So if you are a beauty insider and you haven't spent $350, you're going to get the least amount of discount all the way up to VIB Rouge, which is going to get the most discount. So in April, that ranges, at least last year, I believe it was from 10% to 15%. I don't think it went up to 20. And then the winter sale, the one that's in November, it's, I believe, 15% to 20%. They also do the sales staggered. So VIB Rouges, the sales will start first, and then the next day or two, the VIBs will start, and then the next day or two, the Beauty Insiders will start. So it's a staggered sale. There's another thing that they started at Sephora, and it's like a VIB thank you thing that you get in your email. That's why you want to make sure you have your emails turned on for Sephora in December. You get a special code that will actually get you $20 off any purchase if you are a VIB or a VIB Rouge. It's like a free gift card off of any $50 or more purchase. So that is a significant discount. I think that's like 40% off if you spend exactly $50, which is insane. That like never happens at Sephora. So definitely make sure you have your emails on, especially in late November, early December. It's also important to understand Sephora's return policy, which I feel like is one of the best return policies in all of everywhere. I love their return policy. It's so amazing, especially for someone that's really busy and may completely miss that 30-day window. So let's just talk about it. I'm going to read it off of my notes because I don't want to mess it up. The online orders must be gently used and returned within 30 days of purchase with a packing slip if you are going to return online. But if you can return in store, it is much better. You can return online purchases in store, but if it's been 30 days or less, you can get all of your money back. But if it hasn't been, you can actually get a gift card for the value of your item, or you can exchange it, of course. And that's really, really nice. The only thing about that is it has to be used in store. You can't use that little gift card online. It's like a merchandise credit. It's not really a gift card. It's a merchandise credit. It's not one that you can type in online. You have to use it in store. So that's the only bummer. But if you've had something for 2 months and you realize that you have never used it, you never wanted it, you don't want it at all, if you still have the receipt, you can bring it back. Or if they can look it up in your purchase history, you can bring it back and get all of your money back and buy something else at Sephora. The next one has to do with their shipping. I know for me, I hate paying for shipping. I absolutely hate it. I don't know why. It's like a thing in my head. Like I feel like they owe me the shipping. I don't know why. I know that's stupid. I know shipping costs money. I ship things to people. I know it costs money, but I hate paying for it myself. You do get free 3-day shipping for purchases over $50, but you can also purchase something called Sephora Flash. It's $10 a year and you get free 2-day shipping, which is totally worth it if you're going to order more than once. Sometimes shipping can be $10, $11, something like that. So if you buy the Sephora Flash, then you get your money back right away. It's totally worth it. It lasts for a year. The only thing is it does auto renew. So if you don't go and cancel it, you will be charged the next calendar year for it. You can cancel it by calling their customer service, you can email them, or you can go to your account to cancel it at any time. The other thing that's important to know about the Flash is it doesn't work for PO boxes, APO, FPO addresses, Alaska, Hawaii, or outside of the US. So if you're one of those people, it doesn't work for you, unfortunately. But if that's not you, I definitely recommend getting the $10 Flash. The other thing is if you do happen to get to VIB Rouge status, which is that $1,000 a year, you do get free shipping. It's really smart of Sephora to do that because these are your most hardcore beauty junkies, and if they get free shipping, they're going to be more likely to spend more and more and more and more. So super smart on Sephora's end there. And the last one is one that I completely forgot at Ulta, but this applies to Ulta too, is to check Ebates before you shop online. This is so awesome. I don't know if there's anybody that hasn't done Ebates yet, but if you haven't, I do have a regular customer referral link down below that you can feel free to use, or you can just go to ebates.com. I do get money if you sign up using my link, just like anybody else. I'm not affiliated with Ebates, but any customer, when you get someone to sign up using your link, you can get money, like straight up money, which is amazing. But anyway, if you read the comments down below, I'm sure will see people vouching for Ebates. It is stinking amazing. Anytime you shop, especially during the holiday season online, it's a great way. You just get cash back. You click on Ebates and you click on the store you want to shop at, and it'll say something like, oh, you're on your way to 4% cash back, or you're on your way to 10% cash back, and then you get a check. I think it's every quarter you get a check of just money for shopping like you normally would have. It's amazing. There are a couple of other websites that I've heard of recently. I can't vouch for these though because I've never used them. One of them is studentrate.com, but you have to be a college student, I believe. I don't think high school students work. Sephora has a 10% off deal there. And then something called Ibotta. It's an app that I've recently been seeing some ads for, and I think you can use it for a lot of different stores, but again, I can't vouch for it. I've never used it. I've only seen ads for it, but it might be something you want to check out. It's definitely something I'm going to be checking out to see whether it's good or not. But again, can't vouch for it. So if it's not good, I didn't tell you it was good. I just mentioned it so that you could look it up. If there are any ways that I did not mention that are tips for you for shopping at Sephora, I would love to read them down in the comments below. We are the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. We work together to save money. So let's all work together to come up with even more tips and tricks. Definitely type those in the comments below. I would love to hear from Sephora employees as well. If there's anything that you know that we don't know, we would love to learn from you because you are the expert expert here. So definitely leave those down there and go feel free to read down there. We've got one of the best, arguably the best makeup communities on all of YouTube. I mean, just some of the sweetest, kindest people in my comment section. So definitely interact down there with each other, make a friend. The collective brain is stinking amazing. So, but anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, definitely make sure you subscribe. I put out at least 9 videos per week. We do 5 makeup minutes, which is makeup news, and then we do 1 makeup news show on Sundays. It's a full-length news show that is pretty stinking awesome. We're actually not going to have a makeup news show this particular Sunday. If you did not watch this past week, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, I did announce that I will be on the West Coast next weekend, so there will be no What's Up Makeup episode. I'm working on a super secret project that I'm going to tell only my Snapchat followers, so make sure you're following me on Snapchat this coming weekend, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's when I'm going to be showing you my secret, so make sure you're following it over there so you don't miss it. Oh, and the other videos I put up, I got off track for a second. My other videos I put up 3 tip, trick, and review videos per week as well. So that adds up to 9, I believe. Oh, and then a weekly chat on Sunday typically, but again, we're not doing one again this weekend because I won't be here. So thank you again so much for watching, and mad love to you, and I will see you in a video soon. Bye!